So I think out of every video that we've ever done, this might be the hardest to do. It just with everything surrounding it, and it's just it's something that came out of nowhere, and it's something that people are going to be dealing with for years to come, for years. Like, and it's something that you're going to always remember, like what you were doing when you heard what happened, and it's just rough. And like when it happened, everyone was leaving comments and all that, like react to to Chadwick Boseman. I'm like, not everything needs a reaction. Not it's something that like it's something I didn't even really want to do a video on, because it's like not everything needs to be a video. Like,
right, and I think people fail to realize this. This is somebody that we were a fan of.
Yeah.
Somebody that we literally watched enter the Civil War movie, and we just loved what he did. We loved the energy that he bore. So to hear about his death, we weren't too excited. Not to show our respects or pay tribute, but we weren't too excited to do a reaction to it. That's not something that you react to, because you have to deal with it within your. I'm sorry, but I literally felt sad.
Yeah.
So telling us react to this, like, come on now, like we have to deal with this, and we wake up like this shit hurts. Like
I didn't really want to make a video, but the only reason we're gonna do this is because Marvel released a Chadwick Boseman tribute, and I think it's only right that we watch that and just speak on it a little bit, and then just leave it alone, because you gotta let it process, and it's kind of rough. I'm not gonna lie, it's kind of rough. It really is. But with that being said, we're gonna check this out.
Let's do it.
It was Chadwick Boseman's performance in 42 that really made us take a second look. There's such an honor and dignity to the way that he played Jackie Robinson that we knew we needed for the character of T'Challa, the Prince of Wakanda.
Chadwick is an amazing actor who we thought would fit perfectly with the MCU.
Black Panther, what's up, ladies and gentlemen? Mr. Chadwick.
I remember that. They lost their mind. I remember that.
Chadwick, he has a lot of depth. It was amazing as an audience member to look into his eyes and see what's going on.
We must find a way to look after one another as if we were one single tribe.
A lot of the things about the character are also true about Chad. He's very knowledgeable. He's an athlete, a martial artist. He's had a lot of experience playing roles that come with a lot of weight. So I think he has a person, he has a guy, has a lot of weight to him. I think he brings all that stuff to the role. Not to mention that he's incredibly gifted as an actor, as a performer, and also as a storyteller in his own right.
I am not king of all people. I am king of Wakanda. And it is my responsibility to make sure our people are safe.
Because he is so prepared as an actor, and because his character is sort of flawless on set, it forced the other actors who had scenes with him to kind of raise their game and go, okay, this guy's not taking anything for granted. He's really leaving it all out there. So we have to keep up with him.
What doesn't Chadwick bring to the character? I mean, he's regal and grounded, and he brings a gravitas to it. So all of this feeds his T'Challa, and I think he wore the crown with dignity.
You going back?
Gosh, yo. Oh my gosh, yo, this.
I've known him since I was about like
Strong
17, so I've known him for a really long time. Back in New York, he did the work, obviously. I just think he did an incredible job being true to the character.
I had a great time with Chadwick, just warmth and camaraderie came into it, of course, with a great deal of respect for his previous work. So when I looked at him with proud eyes, you know, they were as mother and also as comrade and colleague and Angela. It is your time to be king.
I mean, Chadwick is just a powerhouse. He really is so talented. Every single movie he's made, there's this internal, almost nobility.
The Black Panther has been the protector of Wakanda for generations.
He's such a soulful actor and so professional, so present. He really gives so much to the other person, and he's awesome. And his presence on set, I think, makes it kind of raises the stakes a little bit for everybody.
Chadwick he's a really smart, interesting, dynamic guy, and I think he was not overwhelmed, but very surprised and somewhat taken aback by the amount of love. It ceased to become just about how well he inhabited the role and all that stuff. It's become part of our culture just as a symbol.
This welcome is one of the most amazing things I've ever experienced.
It's fun to watch just what it means to people. At times, in my head, I'll be like, well, what does this do for the world? Like, actually, what is it? You know, is it actually valuable in this climate? And I have to say, yes, it actually is. Not because it makes people escape. I think when done right, it gives people hope. I found that it means a lot.
Is this one of those things where it's kind of bittersweet, because he was such a great person, and you can't say that about everybody. You can't say that about everybody, because like you gotta everything you find out about the situation, it just like makes his legacy greater and greater.
Right.
Because you find out that he had cancer. He found out about it years ago, kept it to himself, and still went out and did all these fucking movies, doing the press stuff, like visiting kids with cancer, all this other stuff that he did, and never even spoke about it.
Right.
He never even spoke about it. Like, it never came out, and he was doing all this stuff and worked his ass off. He worked his ass off. And they probably let him know in the beginning, like, the chances of this it's not high. And he knew that. And he didn't like, he wasn't one of those dudes that was like, all right, well, you know, I guess that's it. Nah. He went out and built a fucking legacy.
Right. He said, let's film.
He built a legacy, because all these movies that he was doing where he got discovered and became like a household name, he did it while he was already sick.
James Brown 42 was the Gods of Egypt that he was also in.
Like, he was sick during Civil War, during Infinity War, during Endgame, all of that.
Civil War too?
Yeah. Like, he already had cancer. And then you find out everything that he did, all of the stuff that he did. And it's like, that's inspirational. That's inspirational, because that lets you know that you have no excuse to go out and
not do your best.
Exactly.
And not
do your best. Get what you want. If you have a goal, you have no excuse not to achieve it. You have no excuse not to achieve it, because if he can do it, you can do it. And
right.
that's what I take away from this. Like, it's sad that it happened, but I look at his whole entire life as an inspiration. And you can't say that about a lot of people. And sometimes when people pass, then all of a sudden people start speaking good about him. That's not the case this time. It's a whole different scenario, because he was a great person. He was inspirational. He kept everything about the sickness to himself. Never spoke about it. Never made it about himself. Never did. And when he passed, he was with his family. He didn't pass out at the club doing some crazy stuff. Never had no scandal, nothing like that. He passed away with his family at home. Like, he left one of the biggest legacies ever. Like, it's crazy what he accomplished. That's why I say it's bittersweet. It's definitely sad. It's definitely something that's sad, and it hurts. It really does.
And you know, just like you said, like, can you imagine finding that type of information out years ago about your body, and you still get up, you go to work, you do the best at what you're supposed to do, and you don't even think about that day. He literally lived. He didn't say, "Man, I'm about to be out of here. Let me feel sorry for myself and stop."
He never did.
He lived, and
He never did. He never did. Just imagine how you would feel getting that news about yourself.
Right.
Just
a lot of people will break down.
Imagine that mindset. Imagine that mindset. Now, also, imagine knowing that and going to work every day, doing stunts, training, martial arts, all that, pushing your body to the limit. And that's probably one of the reasons why he was able to live so long. Because every single day he was out there, he was grinding, he was working. While having this, like, he would leave movie sets to go get surgery, come back and keep at it. So I look at that and I'm like, with that kind of grind, nobody has any excuse. Like, you don't have any excuse.
Man, you don't. And you can no longer find an excuse not to find a reason to smile.
Exactly.
Because at the end of the day, I know a lot of us, we worry about how much money we have in our pockets. We worry about what we don't have. And we just worry about we worry about the basic shit. And we forget that life is to be respected and enjoyed as much as possible. Like, when he died, it hit me. And it hits me a lot when someone dies. You know, the basics, you gotta live life because life is so short. No, this taught me a lesson. He went to work every day. And he still chose to live. And I'm looking at my life like, I don't want to complain about anything. Because I just want to find reasons to smile.
Yeah.
If I never become a rich man, oh well. If I don't, materialistic shit, I don't care about it anymore. Him losing his life after becoming the best at what he is, that showed that he loved to be an actor. He loved to inspire people. He loved work. And
yeah, it's like, just imagine he was going out and seeing kids with cancer while he had cancer. And then you think about it now, and that hits differently now. It's like, just imagine knowing you have this and you're seeing kids with it, but you're not making it about you. No, you're there to inspire them. That's ridiculous, man. Like, I'm telling you, he left a legacy. He left a legacy, and people are going to be talking about him for years.
For years to come.
For years.
How do you feel about, I'm not sure if it's been confirmed, but people are saying that out of respect for him and the Black Panther character, they shouldn't continue the Black Panther character himself. Let Shuri take over. Like they did in the comic books. I respect that. Would you be okay with that for years to come, that they never recast anybody else?
I think whatever they do is going to be in respect of him.
Okay.
Like, it's a tricky situation. It's a tricky situation. But I think however they handle it is going to be in respect of him. Like, I think that's a character that won't really be revisited for a long time, just because it's still fresh. Like, it's still fresh. So we'll see what happens. But it's rough. It's rough, and it's something that affects everybody.
Everybody in a different way.
Yeah, it affects everybody. But it's one of those things where the more you find out about it, the more you're like, wow, I can't believe it. Like, he did this, he did that, and then nobody found out about it until he passed. Like, just imagine that. Everything leaks these days. Everything comes out. They were able to keep a lid on this, and he was able to kind of go out on his own terms. Like, just imagine if that came out. TMZ would have been running that into the ground, like, because they don't respect nobody. They don't respect anybody. They've been trying to break the news.
The last thing TMZ actually caught, this was about 4 to 5 months ago. They had photos of him being rushed to the hospital. They had photos of Chadwick Boseman being rushed to the hospital, and you're just thinking to yourself, okay, maybe you know he caught a cold. You're like you don't know. You think it's something simple, and then they showed the pictures of him looking different, and the way the internet was harsh. You know,
as they always are.
They were harsh, and it pissed me off thinking about what was really going on with him, and how the internet just didn't even show enough respect to even ask the question: is something wrong?
I mean, they never do.
They never do.
The internet rushes to meme things and make a joke out of it. Like anything that happens, the first thing they want to do is make a joke out of it, because everyone needs content. They want to laugh at something to point the finger. That is what it is. We're gonna leave that alone.
Right.
All in closing, what I want to say is the way he lived his life was an inspiration. Like it's one of the biggest motivations that I've ever heard. Like everything he did. Like you look at that and the example that he set, how he carried himself, how he never made things about him, no matter what he was going through, and I'm pretty sure it was rough. I'm pretty sure he was rough. Cancer ain't no joke. Cancer is no joke. Being able to go out there and work your ass off every single day, go all across the world, film, train, go take care of it. Like that's crazy, man.
And not even the physical part of having to get up. The mental.
That was probably the hardest part. But it's inspiration, and he will always be remembered. He will always leave a legacy. That it hurts, but like I said, it's kind of bittersweet when you find out about what he did and
hell yeah, bro.
Like it's inspirational, and this dude's gonna be remembered forever, just because of that.
And I think he should have a statue built in honor of him,
because
he wasn't just an actor. He wasn't just some comic book figure. He
went past that. Like he went past that, and he didn't do things for publicity, and that's something that you really miss a lot of the time now, because everything's publicized, and it's but definitely one final rest in peace to Chadwick Boseman.
Rest well, King.
Rest in peace.